doesn't seem like it's violent, or never has been. Um, it's more of a, the wife is more, um, she does more for the husband, traditionally, like I said earlier, the things that my wife used to do, but she's not doing anymore because she's never at home anymore. Her mother is basically like that, taking care of, her husband.
And that's what you envision for your marriage?
Correct.
Okay. Now, when you and your wife first met and first talked about marriage, did she share these traditional views about marriage that you did?
We talked about them a little bit, but we never went into major detail about it.
Do you think that could be one of the issues, that maybe your wife didn't anticipate such a traditional marriage? Would that be something that you would consider?
That's a possibility, but like I said, we've been married for 8 years, and we've never had a problem for 7 years. So she never gave me any indication that, it was something that she didn't like in the marriage. So,
okay.
But that's a possibility. Things can change.
Right. People do change as they get older.
Right.
Okay. Now, how is the relationship with the children? How is your relationship with your children? You have 2 daughters, Jalen and Jasmine.
Mm-hmm.
And how are you with the girls?
I'm pretty good with them. The wife is, she's better with them because my patience isn't as, I'm not as patient with them as I would like to be, or she would like me to be. So she's more patient with the kids, but we still have a good relationship.
Okay. And the last couple months since your wife's been working late, how has her relationship with the children been affected, if it's been affected at all?
Well, she hasn't been able to help the girls with their homework like she normally does, and she normally, spends at least 30 minutes to an hour with them each day, doing something with them, either playing game, watching a TV show, or, like I said, helping their homework. So they're not spending their quality time together during the week like they used to. So I'm sure the kids are kind of missing that.
Okay. And that's typical. Whenever there's a change to a routine, of course, people are going to respond differently. Now, one of your questions here on the questionnaire I asked was, knowing the issues that you're having right now in your marriage, what are some changes in yourself that you'd like to make to maybe bring everybody closer together? And your answer was you wanted to be more supportive of your wife's needs. Has she expressed what her needs are the last couple of months?
No, not the last couple of months. She's expressed them like the last couple of days, yes.
Okay. And are you able to be supportive of those needs?
I think I can be.
Okay. Now, what about your needs? Have you talked to your wife about things that maybe she can do to increase your happiness?
We've talked about that as well.
Okay, and how receptive was she to that?
She was pretty receptive to that as well. But I mean, that's all depending on her job. So I think the only way that she can do that is to, cut her hours and work more like during the daytime like she used to, and not work late. And otherwise, I think we'll be going down the same road.
Okay, and you think that is cutting her hours a choice?
Yes, that's a choice. She can do that. She's been able to do it before. I mean, I can't, I'm not her boss, so I don't know. But before it was never a problem, so I don't see why now it should be a problem.
And have you asked her to cut her hours at work?
Yes.
And what has her response been?
She said that she would talk to her boss about it.
How long ago was that?
Like 2 months ago.
Okay. I'm going to have a separate session with your wife. The way that I operate, typically my technique is to have you come in first, as you are right now, get some background information from you, and get your perspective of what's going on in the marriage. I'll see you for a session or 2. I'll then call your wife in, do the same thing I've done with you, with your wife. Then towards the end of the session period, have you both come sit together like you see a typical marriage counseling. Okay, so I will be asking your wife very similar questions, and you will both have a chance at a later time to sit down together on that same sofa and then voice your discussions and your concerns together. Okay, just want to let you know that that's going to be happening.
Okay.
Now, how much satisfaction would you say that your wife gets out of her job?
Or percentage-wise, or just...
Whichever way you feel better expressing it.
I would say she gets about, percentage-wise, I would say probably 90% that she enjoys it.
Okay. And how receptive do you think that she'll be about cutting down her time and her focus at work? Do you think that, knowing how unhappy it's making the home life, do you think that she would make that sacrifice to cut her own satisfaction to raise yours?
Well, it's not raising my satisfaction, it's for us. I mean, it's not just me, it's for us and the girl.